House of Representatives voted 232 to 197 to impeach President Trump on Wednesday, with the majority of the chamber, including 10 Republicans, voting in favor of charging Trump with, quote, incitement of an insurgent following his role in last week's Capitol riot. Trump is the first president to be impeached twice. After the vote, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said the bipartisan impeachment was a way for the House to demonstrate that, quote, no one is above the law, not even the President of the United States, end quote. The impeachment trial in the Senate will not begin until after President-elect Joe Biden takes office. Also on Wednesday, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said that just over 10 million Americans have received initial doses of COVID-19 vaccines, while 29.3 million doses have been distributed. After the Trump administration changed vaccine guidelines on Tuesday, quote, more than 50 million people in the United States who are 65 or older, as well as younger people with underlying conditions, are now cleared to receive a coronavirus vaccine. The Brooklyn Nets acquired former NBA MVP James Harden from the Houston Rockets via trade on Wednesday. Harden has been seeking a way out of Houston for months now, and a deal has finally come to fruition a few weeks into the season. He'll now suit up alongside fellow superstars Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant in what will certainly be one of the league's most talented lineups.
Keep me in mind if tomorrow the sun sets somewhere else. I was surprised at your shadow and you turned to walk away. Goodbye is too cliche. It's good enough to say goodnight. Hey, hey, hey.
Hi NHS, Paul here. Next Thursday night, we're going to have another remote concert featuring this artist, Kamaya Diggs, who you're just listening to. Concert is going to be from 7 to 8 p.m. and the doors will open at 6:45. By that I mean the Zoom room will open up at 6:45. In order to get the Zoom link, you have to fill out a Google form in which you tell me which email to send the Zoom link to. You'll receive that invite via email and in your class Google Classrooms, like class of 2023. Please fill out the form. Please come. It's a great time to hear some good music and to be together. Looking forward to seeing you there. Bye.
I don't think, do we have anything for this week?
I don't know, we could do a debate, but those were a while ago. I had this idea for one where I bring back the dab.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you like that?
I like that, except that might be a little controversial. I feel like Jeremy would say that's controversial. And it's not, like political and like informative enough.
Yeah, sure.
Yo, I was just about to say, you see what he tweeted, man?
Off the rails. I mean, somebody's got to do something.
That's
what we could do. Is I could be Trump.
We are going to build a great wall, and we're going to China, and the Mexicans, we're going to and New York, and the Democrats.
Yeah, that's so good.
I did not write a script this week, but you guys know what Trump did this week?
I'm not sure. Charlie, do you know?
Well, I was thinking we could do sort of like a SNL cold open where I'm doing my Trump impression, and then you could be like Mike Pence or something funny like that. Lucas didn't write a script for like the 5th week straight, so I'm gonna be just coming up with something on the spot. I think it's gonna be really good, and I think it's gonna be better than SNL, which hasn't been good since the 60s or 70s. I'd like to add. So I have to. Good thing I brought my Superman costume, because otherwise we'd be. So. God, it's like doing everything right here.
Miguel? Is that Miguel? Hey, Miguel.
At least he's not 45 minutes late this time.
The New Yorker published an article. The New Yorker published an article.
What?
That was my warm-up.
Go again.
The New... Pippa Pippa Papa.
Everything is scuffed. Jeremy's equipment is scuffed. Lucas's lighting is scuffed. Lucas doesn't have a script, so that's scuffed. Beckett's audio is scuffed, and Charlie's the only thing that isn't scuffed, and Jeremy doesn't like that, so technically that's scuffed. So everything is scuffed in this shoot, so it's just a scuffed shoot.
A.k.a. Donald Trump. Recently, Twitter took away my account, but now...
Miguel does not know what he's talking about. My audio is perfect. He waits to the last second to edit everything. He comes in without a plan. He shows up 45 minutes late and like barely gets this episode done on time. Like, my audio is the best thing that it's running this whole production. This audio is perfect. It's perfect audio, perfect.
And the demon rats, Donald, United States.
I have to check up on my fantasy team because I'm kind of down in the dumps. I'm losing to Max Schneider, who goes to our school. He takes physics and calculus and stuff like that. He's all right, but I think people give him a lot of shit, which sometimes he deserves, but sometimes he doesn't deserve. And I'm in a group chat with him and a bunch of other people. It's called Ponker. We like to play poker sometimes. If you guys want to come, I'll send you the link. Yeah, so I gotta go.
I'm Eddie Seraphin, and I'm a senior at the high school.
I'm Riley CL. I'm also a senior at the high school.
And this song's called Doing Fine by Zach Bryan.
Lord, let me tell you about a place where we all used to go. Turn down toward you silent, keep your eyelids on the road. And the boys in the hills, and they're getting lost tonight. And the girls in their cars, they're all getting high. We used to hang around a rowdy crowd out in the Roger. Siren sounds ain't nothing, boy, as long as you can dodge it. And I had no idea this damn road got so curvy. Said, brother, this road's straight. You're just drunk and it's getting early. Won't you line 'em up now? Line 'em up, all the people that I've let down. Won't you round 'em up now? Round 'em up, all the liars in this town. I'm coming home, and I'm towing the line. I just hope these boys I used to know, they're all doing fine. I remember those old trains, they made noises like a steamboat, and we'd throw our rocks at them like some whistling high-hos. Can't get back those angry nights that we all it was ours. Guess we'll never die up there with all those ever-shining stars. Up now, line 'em up, all the people that I've let down. Won't you round 'em up now, round 'em up, all the liars in this town. I'm coming home, and I'm towing the line. I just hope these boys I used to know, they're all doing fine.
Welcome to Hamped Up!
Y'all ready for this?
Would you believe me if I told you there was a hidden treasure within half a mile of you? If you download the app Geocaching, you can find it. Geocaching is a worldwide outdoor adventuring app that will add a little motivation and reward to your next excursion. To play, you have to download the Geocaching app and navigate yourself to the reward. There are millions of geocaches in 190 countries around the world just waiting to be found by someone like you.
little underwhelming. The real treasure was the friendship we made along the way.
Tune in next week to see our special season finale of Hamped Up.
Scion, Subaru, Toyota. All large names in the car industry. They're all independent, yet interlinked by a network of side companies and partial ownerships. The Scion FRS, Subaru BRZ, and Toyota GT86 came to life when Toyota launched their 86 project to re-embody their famous AE86. The AE86 was produced from 1983 up until 1987 and was a front-engine, rear-wheel Japanese icon, still appreciated and much desired in today's car community. When the GT86 project was launched, Subaru, who Toyota owns a 16% stake in, was not on board until further convincing when they took over production as well as coming out with the BRZ. The BRZ and FRS were introduced for the 2013 production year and were later met on the floor by their counterpart, the GT86. These newly produced affordable sports cars hit the market like hotcakes, competing with other four-cylinder sports cars such as the Mazda Miata and four-cylinder variants of the Mustang and Camaro. The starting MSRP for a 2020 BRZ is right in the $28,000 ballpark, but if you're lucky, you might find a steal for the right price or a mechanic special if you know what you're getting yourself into. These cars came redlining off the floor at 6,400 RPM with 200 horsepower and 156 foot-pounds of torque, plenty for anyone looking to get into a sporty car. Averaging 28 miles to the gallon and offered in a 6-speed manual or auto transmission, this car will suit anyone's day-to-day needs from a daily to a track car or anywhere in between. Toyota plans to come out with a new model in 2022 with new exterior designs and 28 extra horses under the hood and improvements in the torque department as well. Although many enthusiasts wanted to see the addition of a turbocharger to the four-cylinder engine, Toyota opted out of including a turbo for what some say is production cost and affordability, but is rumored to be a conflict of interest within Toyota due to the more race-inspired chassis in the GT86's older brother, the Mark V Supra. If Toyota produced a turbocharged variant of the GT86, the Supra's well-known, sought-after platform could be compromised and have less demand in today's market.
Hello, and welcome to Blue and Gold Games. This week, we play chess with Miss LeMay. What's your earliest memory of ever playing any online game?
There's a game that my family likes to play, Quirkle. I found that you could play Quirkle online, and that gets tedious after a while because it crashes. Stay entertained during quarantine. I do read a lot, which is lovely. I love reading. And listening to music. I found, I rediscovered a band, I guess you call them a music group, a band that I had forgotten about. And so for the last week or so, I have been listening almost nonstop to Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
How do they keep people safe inside the building while maintaining the ability to learn?
So at the present time, the safety protocols are pretty effective, I think. First of all, there's not that many people in the building. Secondly, masks are worn at all times. A few people are objecting to that, but not very many. And so the compliance has been very effective because, you know, if you're masked, you're not transmitting. So I'm interested to see how well the routines will be embraced as people come back. You know, I don't think anybody really wants to create a problem. And I think people do want to come back in general. So it'll be interesting. And then the cleaning that goes on is also a big factor. When you come back, you will see, you know, some physical rearrangements. But yeah, the cleaning, the distancing, I would say mostly the distancing and masking. When I have students in the classroom, I have a big classroom right now and very few students, and they are sitting very far from each other. So when we go outside and walk, they can chat, but they're not sitting right next to each other for the most part.
I have a feeling this is just going to be a stalemate.
Well, so far it's been a sort of a little bit of a slugfest.
Do you want to just call a draw?
That's 50% better than what I was expecting, so sure.
Thank you for tuning in this week on Blue and Gold Games. See you next week.
scheme.